In our daily lives, we all have been too absorbed with ourselves. We pay no heed to other living beings living around us in this environment. I'm Vandana Singh from JC Bose University of Science and Technology YMCA Faridabad. Today, we will be discussing about one of the most fascinating living beings, animals. How the animals are treated in a society. What actually is animal welfare? How is our country progressing in animal welfare? Our discussion will be accompanied by Dhiren, Mansi, Bhupender, and Vistrit. So, Dhiren, from you, I would like to know what is animal welfare.
Vandana, animal welfare refers to the well being of animals, encompassing their physical, mental, and emotional health. It involves ensuring that animals are treated with kindness, respect, and consideration for their needs and natural behaviors. This concept encompasses various aspects, including providing proper nutrition, shelter, medical care, and opportunities for social interaction. It also involves preventing unnecessary suffering, cruelty, and exploitations.
Thank you, Dhiren, for explaining us the animal welfare concept. Now, Mansi, what are the three main concepts of animal welfare?
So, the very first one is physical state, second, emotional state, and the last one is behavior of an animal. Physical state of an animal includes adequate feeding, prevention of injuries, any kind of disease should be treated well under animal welfare. Second thing is the emotional state of an animal. It's crucial to understand that the treatment we give to our pets at home or any wild animal have a major impact on their mental health. They understand our each action and reaction. It's tough for them to cope up with mental torture, which sometimes causes them lifetime trauma. Lastly, there are certain patterns of animals. They behave according to the environment in which they are kept in. It's important to maintain a comfortable atmosphere around them.
Thank you, Mansi. Recently, the Municipal Corporation of Delhi has been criticized for the relocation and cruel treatment of the community dogs. They did such actions for the sake of G20 summit, which shouldn't be justified. Later, they defended itself by saying that no harm was caused to any of the animals that were picked up and relocated. Despite their claims, the evidences of animal cruelty are surfing all over the internet, which show how the dog's legs were tied up and were thrown in a pit. So, Bhupendra, I would like to ask you, should hurting an animal be a crime?
Yes, animal abuse is a crime in India, which is 100% correct to consider it as a crime. Nobody has any right to abuse, torture, or do any experiments on animals for their entertainment. Section 428 and 429 of the Indian Penal Code and Cruelty of Animals Act of 1960, which mentions 3 years jail or 25,000 fine, or both will be implied to the person who tortures an animal.
Thank you, Bhupendra. Vistrit, what is the punishment for killing animals in India?
The first misdeed, there is a punishment for imprisonment of 2 years plus 50 rupees fine, and for a subsequent offence, the time period for the jail will be extended to 3 years of maximum with a fine of 1 lakh rupees extended.
We just talked about the several laws which are formed regarding animal welfare and the strict action which ought to be taken if there is an action of animal cruelty. But to be frank, most of these laws haven't been strictly implemented. And it also has some major causes. The problem is not only with the civilians but also with the government. People simply have no value for the lives of the animals, and even if the laws are formed and implemented, they are not strict enough. There is a law which penalizes us if we override a stray animal, but the penalty is of a sum of 50 rupees. Just 50 rupees charged for taking a life? The government has made animal lives a literal joke at this point. Dhiren, From you, I would like to know what is the animal welfare law in India?
The Constitution of India 1960 makes it the duty of every citizen of India to protect and improve the natural environment including forests, lakes, river and wildlife, and to have a compassion for all living creatures. This constitutional duty of animal protection is supplemented by the directive principle of state policy under Article 48A, that the state shall endeavor to protect and improve the environment and to safeguard the forest and wildlife of the country. So basically, we can understand from this act that we as a responsible citizen of our country should protect our flora and fauna, and we should not harm our animal and greenery.
Okay, Dhiren. Now, Mansi, can you please explain how animal welfare is measured?
So, if we see changes in the physical, emotional, or behavioral state of an animal, that's the time when we measure the animal welfare. Observing an animal by its physical or behavioral state is known as measuring animal welfare. Also, these signs are also known as welfare indicators, as they indicate how the animals are behaving. And that's how we measure animal welfare.
Yes, Mansi, I agree the physical and emotional state of an animal is necessary. Bhupinder, how can you justify spending your time on animals when there are so many people who need help?
There are very serious problems in the world that deserves our attention. Cruelty to animal is one of them. We should try to alleviate suffering wherever we can. Helping animal is not any more or less important than helping human being. They are both important. Animal suffering and human suffering are interconnected.
Vistrit, what is the rank of India regarding animal welfare? Could you please explain about it in detail?
The rank of India is second in the Global Animal Protection Index 2020. The Animal Protection Index (APIs) mentions which countries are doing well and which countries are falling short in fulfilling their duties. This index ranks from A, that means the highest scores, and the G means the lowest scores, and the ranking of India is the C ranking.
As there are a lot of NGOs, organizations for animal welfare, and there are communities that are built up by people to save the animals and rescue the animal and save them from animal cruelty. Now, Dhiren, I would like to ask you, which is the largest organization for animal welfare?
People for Ethical Treatment of Animals, PETA, is the largest animal rights organization in the world, and PETA entities have more than 9 million members and supporters globally.
Okay, Dhiren. And Mansi, which is the largest animal welfare NGO in India?
People for Animals is one of India's largest animal welfare organizations, originally founded by Maneka Gandhi in 1992. Currently, the headquarters of this organization is located in New Delhi, with over 100 regional units located around India.
And the last question I would like to ask you, Bhupinder, that animals don't reason, don't understand rights, and don't always respect our rights. So, why should we apply our ideas of morality to them?
We apply our notions of morality to animals. Because an animal's inability to understand and adhere to our rules is as irrelevant as a child or a developmentally disabled person's ability to do so. Animals are not usually capable of choosing to their behavior, but human beings have the intelligence to choose between behavior that hurts others and behavior that doesn't.
Thank you, Bhupinder. Thank you, Bhupinder. At the end, I wish we were able to get our thoughts to everyone's heart, and now they might understand a bit more about the value of animals' lives. Hope so that people become more aware and start respecting the lives of animals just as much as their own. Thank you everyone for staying tuned with us till the end and willing to know more about animal welfare.